Good morning, students. Welcome to Get Smart 5. I hope you had a great Mother's Day yesterday with your mommies. And today we're going to start with Unit 4. The first thing we're going to do is a quiz about insects and animals. But first, we're going to check out the vocabulary. We're going to talk about holes. This is a hole. Hunt. When Indians go hunting, they take weapons. Tiny. This insect, if you can see, it's smaller. It's not a smaller, it's tiny. Okay? Mammals, they drink milk like us humans. Insect, 6 legs, 4 wings. And backwards, as you can see on the picture, it's not facing the correct way like the horse. It's sitting backwards, the opposite, right? Hole, hunt, tiny, mammals, insect, and backwards. Check. Let's start with our quiz.
Activity 1. Read, guess, and match the paragraphs to the pictures. Then listen and check your answers.
Amazing birds.
1.
This is a bird which makes holes in trees. It's also a famous bird in cartoons. Woodpecker.
2.
This is a bird which sleeps during the day and hunts at night. It eats small mammals, insects, and fish.
Alright, which one of these, except the woodpecker, it's the bird which sleeps during the day? The
Owl.
The owl.
3.
This is a bird which is colorful and can talk. It lives all over the world.
It says colorful, and the one that is colorful is a parrot.
4.
This is a bird which is very big and heavy. It has wings but can't fly.
Can't fly. Is it the ostrich or the hummingbird? Ostrich.
Ostrich.
5.
This is a bird which is tiny and can fly backwards. It can fly very fast. It's the smallest bird in the world.
Great. It says tiny. We said tiny is very small. So it's the hummingbird.
Hummingbird.
Very good. Let's move on to the next one. What are we learning today? We are learning that and which. Relative pronouns. I'm going to explain what they are. Take this example. This is a bird. It makes holes in trees. We're talking about a bird, and it's referring to the bird. Instead of repeating and having 2 sentences, we're going to make 1 sentence using the relative pronouns. This is a bird that or which makes holes in trees. Okay, we're adding information about this bird.
Let's look at this example. Tom is talking to a girl. Do you know the girl? Instead of repeating a girl and the girl twice, instead we can say, do you know the girl who is talking to Tom? Who is a relative pronoun. Who is talking to Tom is a relative clause. Here are the relative pronouns. The relative pronouns who or whom is used to describe people. Where is used to describe places. When is used for times. That and which are used for things. And whose is used to show possession.
Now let's put into practice what we just learned. We're going to listen a dialogue, in which you're going to see more relative clauses. This dialogue is going to include a stuntman, a window washer, a director, because he directs, and an actress. Stuntman and actress are pretty close professions. Let's see.
It's Saturday morning. Mark, Faye, and Carla are going shopping. On their way to the mall, they see lots of people and cameras.
Look, they're making a movie on top of that skyscraper.
Hey, isn't that Jack Freeman?
Who's that?
He's the actor who played in Planet 32.
Oh yes, look! There's a man who's wearing the same clothes as Freeman.
He's a stuntman.
A stuntman?
Yes, a stuntman is someone who does all the dangerous scenes in a movie.
And who's that other man down there? Another stuntman?
No, he's just a window washer.
So what just happened? The children gave us information, extra information about the actress and the stuntman. An actress is a woman who is the relative pronoun, or you can say that if you're just speaking, plays in movies. A stuntman is someone who that does all the dangerous scenes in a movie. So when we're talking about people, what do we have to use? Who. Great. Okay, so did you pay attention to the dialogue? He's the actor who played in Planet 32. What's the name of the actor? Jack Freeman. If you don't know the answer, you should go back to the video and watch it again so you can answer you have the correct answers. Okay? Number 2. He's the man who's wearing the same clothes as Freeman. It means the stuntman. The stuntman. 3. He is the man who's washing the windows. Who is that? The window washer.
Activity 3. Listen and match. 1.
This is Helen. Helen is the woman who directed the comedy The Grandparents. It was really funny. The actor who played the leading role was fantastic. I can't wait for her new movie.
2.
This is Steve. Steve is a man who travels a lot. When he travels to a country, he takes pictures of the people and the different places there. Then he gives his pictures to magazines and newspapers.
3.
This is Sue. Sue is the woman who won an award for the movie The Seasons last year. Now she is in a TV show and she's going to play in a new movie next year with Al Pacino.
4.
This is Paul. Paul is a man who isn't afraid of doing dangerous things. He did lots of dangerous scenes in a lot of movies. He was doing them instead of the lead actors. He was great.
Do you enjoy doing crosswords? The next activity is about vocabulary on page 33. So don't get lost and don't lose your minds. Now, second activity on the workbook, you're going to put into practice what we just learned, okay? So we're going to use that because we're going to talk about objects and animals. For example, I have a parrot. The parrot talks. This is extra information about the parrot. So what do I have to say? I have a parrot that talks or which talks. Don't forget that when you're using that, it's more used on oral presentations. And which is used more in writing. Okay? The woodpecker is a bird. It makes holes in trees. What am I going to say? Again, it is referring to the woodpecker. The woodpecker is a bird that which makes holes in trees. Right? Number 3. Cell phone. We all have cell phones, right? This is a cell phone. We know that. It is new. Extra information. This is a cell phone that or which is new. 4. The students have a book. It's about mammals. The students have a book which that is about mammals. If you think this is going too fast, you can always press pause and then work on your own speed. Sorry. This is a movie about that which is about insects. Okay? We're not getting lost, are we? Now let's use our own creativity. Why don't we talk about objects or pets that we have at home? This is your own production, okay? What can you say? For example, I have a black cat which that sleeps a lot. Or you can talk about your PCs, your computers, your cell phones, your cars, your toys, whatever you want. Now let's see the vocabulary on page 34. We're talking about stuntmen, directors, window washers, actresses, etc. Let's see. The stuntman or the director does all the dangerous scenes in a movie. Stuntman. He is a famous window washer or photographer, and his pictures of animals are really great. Of course, photographer. 3. Steven Spielberg is my favorite director. He makes movies. 4. The firefighters didn't arrive on time, so we put out the fire ourselves. 5. I want to become an author or actress. Who loves writing? Author. Well done, children. But if you still have doubts, you can always go to your books on page 34 and check out the vocabulary again. Okay? Let's move on. Now here we're going to talk about people. What's the relative pronoun we're gonna use? Who. Okay? So let's see. We need to give extra information about people. I have a friend. She, it's a woman, she wants to become an actress. I have a friend who wants to become an actress. What about him? He's directing a movie about a boy. The boy lives in Brazil. What would be the answer? He's directing a movie about a boy who lives in Brazil. 3. My sister. My sister knows a dentist. He studied in New York City. Of course, obviously you have to say, my sister knows a dentist who studied in New York City. Finally, he has a cousin. His cousin plays soccer. He has a cousin who plays soccer. It's really simple, guys, but if you still have problems with these or understanding these, you can always tell me on Classroom. Exercise number 3 is about your creativity. You have to think of actors or actresses. If you don't know actresses or actors, you can always talk about like soccer players, singers, bands, whatever you want. What's the point here? You have to write questions, who is, and you have to write answers about these people you're talking about. Let's say, who's Johnny Depp? He's the actor who played in Pirates of the Caribbean. If I ask you, who is Lionel Messi? What would you say? That's just an example. Lionel Messi is a soccer player who plays on Barcelona team, right? You can always give me more information than I'm asking you, okay? You have 3 questions and answers that you have to give me. Now I'm gonna leave you with a video, very short video, made by Raphael Dutra. Excellent work. I'm gonna leave the link if you want to check out more about what he does with English and relative clauses. But now let's see how to use relative clauses talking on a dialogue.
Who's the young woman sitting over there?
Do you mean the woman wearing a red dress?
Yes, the one who's eating wedding cake. I don't think I know her.
Oh, that's the bride's sister.
Aha! Is she the sister that lives in Scotland?
No, she lives in London. It's her brother who lives in Scotland. He's the man wearing a kilt. Their parents, who are retired now, live in Spain.
Oh yes, Mrs. Jones, who I was sitting next to at lunch, was telling me about the house in Spain.
No, Grandma, you weren't sitting next to Mrs. Jones. That was Mrs. Taylor, who used to live next door to us.
Oh.
That's all for today, my beloved children. Keep an eye on Classroom, and maybe we're going to meet on Zoom as well, but we're going to tell you everything about it, okay? Bye bye, see you soon.